people, and it's there, man. Slavery, I feel like it just changed its own form. Honestly, a 9 to 5 for me is still a slavery conversion. How the hell do we stay 8 hours on work? We wake up at 5, we have to travel 2 hours on the road, 8 hours on work, that's 10 already. Getting back, basically we basically live at work. That's slavery because we gotta work to survive. That was what was happening on the old modern olden version. Like you said, the Indian version, what will happen? They'll say go to farm and do it, stay there long, you get your salary, you go make babies so they can produce and continue their farm. Just the same way right now. They give you salary to infuse you. You gotta work for them and whatever. But at the end of the day, we all gotta keep yourself busy and stuff like that. There are different other ways of slaveries that I won't mention, but it's still there. It's just got converted into other things, man.
Yeah, I can agree with you that, and
Trust me, this I'll just say something big right now.
yeah.
The for entertainment world for sports is actually a different type of way of slavery.
Hmm. I didn't know that, but if you want to elaborate in that, I'm
I'm
glad
just
to
gonna go
hear
back. I'm just gonna give you a
that.
hint. Do you think all of these sports is new?
Nah, I think they evolved at some point.
Exactly, because
Yes,
that's what I like. What
I think they were
that.
like a beginning of something, but it just didn't work out on there. But then they
So
just
I'm just gonna
evolved.
go back in the days. I like what Solomon says, that he says nothing is new under the sun. What does it mean? Everything that we are seeing here,
Yeah,
it happened in the past. It just in a different version,
yeah,
right? That's why now we compare vintage and modern.
yeah,
It was there in the past, but people just changed and recreated it.
yeah,
Because they saw something, they just recreated it. It was not something imagined because someone initially created something. You just wanted to make it better. But the first original fingerprint, it's his. It's not gonna change. That's why vintage will always beat modern. Now going back to that part where I'm talking about sports, let's go back to the Roman days. What type of sports were there?
fight. What's the name of this thing? Greek or Roman, something like
Yeah, Greek
that.
and Roman, the Roman circle.
The ones of horse. Forgot the name of that sport. What's the name of that one? I don't know. Forgot. But yeah, they were these ones.
So me asking you, sorry to cut you on your podcast. What do you think those games were meant for?
Entertainment.
And were the entertainment? What were the
Yeah, they were
what?
entertaining the owners. The
Yes, which
Romans
was
and what. You see, all of these people. Mm.
so going back to the thingy. Those were considered as sports back in those days,
Yeah,
and right now we no longer see them.
yeah,
But until today, aren't they sports? Aren't people getting paid a lot of money for something that you yourself, when you sit down, that does that even make sense for that person to get paid much?
yeah. Nah, man.
Because that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's still there. Nothing didn't change. People who used to do those sports, they were unfortunately slave with a certain freedom. We are still slave, but with a certain freedom. It's a drug. That's why when you start feeling that money, you never want to leave that life. Ask any sports person right now that is earning a lot, and you ask them, would you want to live this? No,
He will not. You see.
because at the end of the day, his job is to entertain us, to keep
Yeah,
us busy, to waste the money, and that's what I'm saying. It's a cycle. Imagine right now, we go watch someone, we spend money, and what do we have to do after that? Go back and work. It's like a cycle.